Yeah, they just need their lineup to kick in. They needed levels, they needed some items, got the pipe up, got items on Terrorblade. I mean, Terrorblade didn't die the whole game. And the most important part, this Treant was doing God's work. Lineup to kick in, they needed levels, they needed some items, got the pipe up, got items on Terrorblade. I mean, Terrorblade didn't die the whole game. And the most important part, gather as 5, they become unstoppable force.
Not longer an offlane puck, is it?
Right, it could easily be. Actually, that's not true. It could still be an offlane puck,
yes.
and ITZ can play nature.
Yes.
Reserve time. EG's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Reserve time. Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. EG's turn to pick.
Anti-mage.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Thank you very much, Paul. And indeed, Game 2, Evil Geniuses up against Faceless. The drafts, as the day goes on, they continue to impress and surprise these final picks. Yeah. Tiny being picked up by Faceless. The anti-mage, maybe something a little more that we're kind of accustomed to, but the black, the Tiny, I mean, what's the plan here? Why the Tiny?
It's a hero that can come online and fight, I feel. I was like looking at the draft and to late game, but you already have Shadow Fiend and Timbersaw, two heroes that need a lot of farm. So unless they want to go really greedy and have three heroes that all need a lot of farm, they wanted to get at least one of their cores who can come online fast and get involved. Tiny, with like a fast blink, can do that. So I think that, in my mind, is what Faces have in mind. Like, get that fast treads, blink, then start making moves, smoke around the map, find some kills. You've got Warlock. You want a team fight when you've got Warlock, Urspring. You've got this really scary team fight. For EG, it's like CM, Nature's Prophet, Ricky. Their team fight doesn't match up against yours, so I think they're going to use Tiny to try and force some objectives and to take those team fights.
We're very intrigued to see what sort of build he does go for on the Tiny as well, how early he prioritizes getting that blink pickup. I imagine, of course, the Ag's certainly going to be a nice pickup eventually this game against the Treants, the Pusher.
Definitely been a fun day for new picks, like with the, Valve Major on the 7.0x patches. We've seen Bristleback mids, we're seeing like the first pick Shadow Fiend, a Tiny coming out. A lot of heroes that maybe wouldn't have expected to see come out, like the Brood even making an appearance. It is the group stage, so perhaps the meta will kind of focus in a bit more come the main event, while the group stage teams are a bit more experimental, but we are seeing all kinds of different styles and picks.
See what sort of lane matchups we get. I mean, is there a certain pairing that you feel that one team is going to try and make sure that they have in this laning stage, in terms of their heads at 1v1s and such?
It seems both teams are pretty happy with the standard laning matchups, like neither team going for any kind of aggro lane. Both teams looking to secure their safe lanes first and foremost. We'll see XY likely securing the early souls for Shadow Fiend. I think that to me is probably the key thing for Faceless in like the first minute or two, is get souls on SF. So whether or not Jabs is the one securing that or they have some other idea in mind, we'll have to wait and see. But interesting, Nuts is actually bottom with the Warlock. So they are going to do the 1v1, but it's going to be Tiny. If you did a 1v1 against Nature's Prophet, like Deben mentioned on the panel, we'd expect it to be the Timbersaw there at 1v1. So interesting that it's actually Tiny. Terrible zero base armor. It's not even terrible starting armor. It's no armor to start with.
Bottom lane trying to make a go here onto Ice side. Shadow Word will be onto Zai in response. XY comes across with a roll. So there, no one to fall here. Ice man's back up. Tries to force the back. There's going to be a second frostbite though. Ice has to be careful. Pull down fairly low. The Shadow Word here will be there from the Nuts.
I mean, it's interesting. Something that the panel also mentioned is Faces is probably looking for a way to go aggro trialing, but with the Timbersaw, just doesn't seem like the ideal, optimal way to do that.
It really feels like Black and Ice more optimal for them to switch positions, but indeed this is the play that Faceless want to make. Go with the roll. This crit. Fine.
We hit the CM, that's that 280 movement speed CM, slowed by a roll and an Orb of Venom. You'll find a first blood there, but lost their initial sentry. You have a second one to try and deal with Zai here at bottom. I'm just confused. Like I would have definitely expected this to be. If they had Tiny bottom, you've got a stun. Tiny not great because all those early anti-mage hits would be against a zero armor hero, and that Tiny would be getting harassed heavily.
He might actually catch out Zai here.
just like
Spy will be there. Hold back
close.
XY, but with the Shadow Word ticking Zai down, gonna be close. It looks like he will survive though. He's tangoing up, and it's just enough to offset the damage of the Shadow Word.
Still doing a good job blowing this lane. Nice thing for the Dire side is they have got access to a shrine if they want to 3-man shrine it. One of the good reasons why these aggro tri-lanes are so good, but Nuts TP's up top to where the Jabs is shrining, and it will use this shrine to go and secure some additional farm for Black, who isn't having the best time against Nature's Prophet. Isn't doing too bad, but he's chewed through all his Tangos here, only has the salve left to regen himself back up with.
Yeah, the mid lane matchup looking very good for Sumail at the moment,
Yes.
of course, with these early levels. 15 for 6 against the 8 for 1.
Yeah, you know, it's totally wrong as far as Faceless's laning stage objective. They didn't try and secure any early souls there, but they're going to get first blood top. Nice move from Nuts. Seems to just catch Universe by surprise.
Yeah, very nice. Like he wrapped around past the secret shop.
Yep.
Make sure that he could get in position behind the treants and ensure that he was going to get that toss off on the Nature's Prophet.
They had the ward there too. They knew Warlock had TP'd there and was making that move up top, so bit of a misstep. Gmail at mid.
Getting aggressive. The response will be there from X.
Oh, he face
nice
it.
phase shift this roll. Surely he doesn't get himself out of this one. He doesn't. Jabs will pick up the kill. Very good quick reactions there from XY as he spots Sumail trying to make a play.
Great phase dodge, but still not enough. And yeah, XY in the right position and making a good call for Jabs to just bait it in. Like, let him go and you pretend you're out of position and turn it around to get that kill. So still a laning stage being heavily won by EG. It's reflected in the CS. All 3 lanes. CS lead is on EG's side. See how much that changes as time goes on, but not going to be... I mean, Ice can just right-click, use this max reactive armor. It's going to take support presence to do anything about it. And CM's probably one of the weakest supports to try and zone a Timber with. So Ice will have a good time in going for these annoying Orb of Venom type items. He knows he's never going to have mana, so if he wants to harass, he may as well do it through right-clicks.
No, he's going straight in on Arteezy.
Yep.
Arteezy in a little trouble as well. XY with the boulder smash, but not quite enough control that they need to maintain close kill potential. And then Pat is going to be mid lane where the blood is spilled. Crit with the rotation to wrap around, shut off Jabs. Make sure that Sumail gets that kill in return in the mid lane that he did need after kind of losing his life to the rotation of XY earlier.
Jabs was trying to make his way to that shrine and couldn't quite get there, and will immediately TP back in. Does not want to die again with Ricky in the neighborhood, but again we see XY. His mid's in trouble. He's there to help try and salvage things.
Still with that incredible CS lead on the puck. 29 CS here before the 5-minute mark. Sumail having it's a lightning start to this game 2, and we saw what he was able to do with a good lead at the beginning in game 1. I'll be on a very different hero. Certainly is going to be hitting up very good time with this rate of farm early on.
See what the call is going to be as far as EG with their support movement. For now, they've blocked some campsites. Getting the info as to what's going on. Yeah, it seems like they know that Zai is in the neighborhood.
Look at the roll onto Crit. Crit smashed up and raised down. Fell. We're going to look for a second one. Yeah, with the dust. Should get this Zai. He's got nothing to jump up to. So Faceless pick up a second. The 2 supports getting taken down. Some great involvement for Jams to find himself in.
Yeah. While this is going on, the 1v1 lane's not going great for them. I mean, I think Timber's lane is fine right now. Anti-Mage actually gets bullied a little bit despite being able to burn all of Timber's mana. He just doesn't care with the poor man shield and constant 10 reactive armors up. So that lane's going well, but top lane is in a dangerous place as Black is getting ganked up by smoked supports here.
It's very low on health here, Black, as he sticks around. Looks like he's actually going to get away there. Crit. So he's just unable to... Oh no, okay, didn't have the second spell, so just sitting on level 3 with the 2 points in the aura.
Be close with the phase boots. He can keep chasing. Has stick charges in. Yeah, we'll lose vision at night, so return kill at the tower.
Crit ended up just diving in a little too deep and trying to hide. Yeah, tree line. Why? Finding himself involved in... How many has he been rolled so far? Yeah, 4 of the 5 kills. Some very tight spirit rotations in comparison to where we saw in game 1. XY kind of be a bit off the mark with the early movements, but this game already looking a lot more solid for the spirit player.
It's always one of those moments as CM when you hit level 3, whether you get the second point in Aura or get that Crystal Nova point, going the 1-1-1 build, and that's a moment where he's like, man, I should have got the Nova. But typically, your team prefers the second point in Aura.
Mid lane, Green Coil drop down, and looking for jabs with the Frostbite, bringing him down low. He's stuck in the cloud, tries to turn towards Samael to get another raise up. Won't be successful, and Samael, the straight up Dream Coil usage, enough control to bring down jabs in the middle lane.
Yep.
TZ still continues to be left pretty much on his own, and understandably being kept low by Ice, even with the mana being burnt as we saw earlier. Just the right click harass even does enough to force our TZ to just play it very safe down here.
Yes, and the lane gets tougher now because Ice brings himself a Mango and he's about to get Soul Ring, so he can actually use spells. Able to threaten to kill with either a Timber Chain or a Chakram. He can pop a Mango and quickly throw a spell out. He can pop his Soul Ring and use a spell. He can pop his Stick Charges. He's actually no longer just an Orb of Venom reactive armor melee creep in this lane. See it now. Soul Ring, spell usage. Ice can actually fight RTZ.
Yeah, RTZ out to blink away. He's trying to bait him in. Zai's there. He's got 3 points in reactive though, and it's max stacks.
I don't think it'll be close.
Yeah, well, Universe coming through as well. They should be able to control him. There's the first silence. Crit will have the follow through Frostbite to try and catch him mid Timber Chain, and indeed they will. They'll bring Samael through as well to make sure that they can get the kill.
Took 5, but I think they needed every single one of those 5. Perhaps they didn't need someone like Anti-Mage didn't really do anything, but he baited. That was his role. The CM stopped the Timber Chain. The Puck gave the damage. The Nature's Prophet gave the damage. Ricky gave the silence. You know, all 5 of those heroes had a purpose, and with all their powers, they kill a Timbersaw. You know, that's sometimes just what you got to do to secure an Anti-Mage farm, and that's, you pick an Anti-Mage, you want to secure him farm. You don't want him getting bullied in his lane. Recipe for your disaster as far as your draft goes.
Base, of course, given to Black with those sort of movements up on the top lane.
Yep.
Reds, and still yet to indicate what his plans will be in terms of his first major item this game. I mean, he himself made some drums or such. Bottom lane in the river. Zai has been spotted out, dusted up. Base this. Sells another here. Good support movement again. XY getting himself involved in more action.
Money spent by the Ricky, but ultimately another kill, and this Ricky has been kept down quite nicely. 0-2, not many levels. Not say a low impact, but has nowhere near what we saw like from some of like the Boca games and dogfights on IGV. Hasn't been quite the nuisance as some of the other Rickies, but still I think effective overall for EG.
Eyes on to Black. Well, they've got Crit around, but between the two of them, I mean, yeah, but adding in a Universe could do it, but Black already playing very safe. Just heads back to the tower.
It's definitely the player / hero you want to be ganking right now. Slow down that blink timing. He's also perhaps the most exposed to those kind of ganks. Nuts is up there though, and yeah, they're just saying it's time to ditch bottom lane. We killed the Timbersaw once, Anti-Mage, fallback, jungle, and let's just give Timbersaw this bottom lane. Similar to last game where like they...
Bait Zion is actually going to see the spells come out from Black in time before the smoke screen. They have that Sentry Vision, but just a little slow with the call to make the go on in with the burst.
Really want to utilize this ward up here to try and jump, and they know Warlock is under-leveled, there's no rock anytime soon. Sumail's going to Veil, so he's very strong, but it seems like they don't want to dive the tower.
Got the regen rune, so it could go back in, but yeah, it's going to be the mid lane where the focus is. TPing across, they're going to look to try and fight. Dream Coil, drop them to jabs, so just go for the TP straight up, but the Mana Void is there to cancel it. They'll bring down jabs. Get the SF, and will push Faceless away from this tier 1 push that they're attempting.
So I saw the TP out from bottom. He gets a bit low, but he's doing what he can to pressure and bully this lane. So nice moves from EG. They show a lot of heroes up top. They pretend like they're going for a push that's dive, and it kind of baits Faceless into this false sense of security at mid, and EG used that to set up and quickly rotate. One of the real strengths of Nature's Prophet is his ability to instantly TP somewhere on the map. All they need is one hero to TP to the tower, like a hero with a disable to stop the TP. That's the Puck. Anti-Mage is nearby as well with a disable, and they very easily and quickly overwhelm jabs on the Shadow Fiend.
Top lane. See Universe come across. The pressure being put on by Black. Nuts. Still level 5 at the moment on Nuts, not quite hitting that 6. Chaotic offering that.
And like he tried to go for a kill on Wisp, and with all those heals, the Wisp doesn't die. He forces himself, loses Aegis, dies again. So, well, Monkey King. This is the hero you can't underrate. So it's always good to have Monkey King early game. We saw in previous series VP when Lil was playing it. I mean, the guy was just out of his mind. He was what, level 8 at 10-minute mark.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Dusk.
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Legion Commander.
Yeah.
Liquid's turn to pick.
Yeah. Plus shards as well, which provides vision. Hook. Well, once you scout him, it's easy to hook him. Also, Legion Commander picked into Tusk, kinda ballsy because of all that save. I mean, Io can relocate, Tusk can put him in a snowball. Not sure it was the right pick. I mean, why Legion Commander? They got nothing to combine it with so far. If you're picking it just for the sake of the hero, I mean, it's not that good. Whoa!
Radiant team.
Whoa! Yeah. What's that piggy doing there, man? What? I don't see.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
In the spirit.
Liquid's turn to ban.
I don't like the hero at all. I think hero, I mean, he can do good at one point, but later on he just becomes kind of a hero that does nothing, goes in, tanks, and that's it, and you just kite around him.
Reserve time.
Yeah, you. Yeah.
Radiant team ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds.
Probably a
remaining.
Matumba Man thing. Also, Bristleback. Well, you mentioned against Legion Commander, he turns him around, but I don't know what's the build on Bristleback. Like you go Vanguard, obviously first item, then maybe Echo Saber if needed, or Sangiyasha, then turn it into Basher. It's kind of waste of slot on a BB.
Radiant team pick. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Silencer. Silencer is really good. I played a pub a few days ago with a Silencer, and like, oh, there it is. Yeah. What? Yeah.
10 seconds
Yeah.
remaining.
I was talking about Silencer as a, let's say, a counter to Bristleback. You use first spell, and you just hit him from behind, and it automatically casts Quill Spray, so it just refreshes the Q from Silencer.
Templar Assassin.
Yeah, Ember Spirit on SG, they have pretty much nothing against them. They have Hook Shot and Tusk Ulti, and that's it. But he can just run away from it, like Snowball. I mean, that doesn't counter Ember Spirit. Once he gets his Blink Dagger, it's gonna be pretty impossible to catch that Ember.
Yeah.
5
I am
seconds
very curious to
remaining.
see how the laning stage will unfold here. If it goes even or decent for SG, I would imagine they would be super happy. It's a lot of pressure on Liquid, I feel, to be able to kind of get something going. But this isn't really like a level 1, let's begin the party and start fighting lineup. This is still a lineup that's going to need a little bit of time to be able to get into that fighting shape. Templar is going to need the stacks to kind of rip through. Clockwork is going to have to muscle his way to at least getting hold of Hook Shot. I don't know. I'm anxious to see their Tusk game as well.
Yeah, I'll do the predictions same as the last game. I mean, I like more his lineup, but overall, Liquid more experienced team. But I'll still go for SG this game. I don't think the first loss shook them up, so I think they can make a comeback.
All right, fair enough. Let's see if we're going to be in store for a game number 3 and the comeback play of SG Esports, or if Liquid are going to be able to push themselves up to a higher seeded position in this Swiss format by securing a win here. One that many would expect should be an easy win for them. SG Esports probably coming in as one of the biggest, if not the biggest, underdog of this tournament. If they're able to scrap together any sort of wins, it could do some serious work with the repercussions of the rest of this tournament, because as it stands right now, believe it or not, like SG and EG are like on the same playing field. EG also, spoiler alert, lost their first game of this next heat, so that just goes to show you that really anything can happen with Dota. Such a great game.
Yeah, and the greatest hero in the game again. Look at him.
Monkey King?
No. It's another king. It's Keeper of the Light King.
Oh yes, the greatest hero in the game, of course. We'll see. I'm curious if C4T rather is one to consider leveling up the early point into Mana Leak. This may be Liquid setting up a aggro lane, though. It looks like.
Yeah. Monkey King with that Poor Man's Shield, plus Keeper of the Light and Jug, they should do well. It should be an interesting lane on bottom.
I don't know. Liquid are really being brash here. They are going right towards the Coddle. They just know a few Quill stacks is really all it's going to take. It is a full 3-on-3, but without surprise, Liquid do have that better level 1. As the Tumble Man is going to be able to continue to dish out these Quills. Ooh, SG! You got to be careful, man. They hurt. That's an easy first blood for Liquid. Just happy to kind of swing.
Yeah, GH got a first blood, has enough gold for bottle, and 300 extra gold. Using the shrine already.
All right, good stuff for Liquid start, and they set up this kind of aggressive lane. This was what they're hoping to kind of lead into with And it looks like they're going to go for the Keeper Illuminate Blast. You hate to be in this kind of position, though. You don't want to be blasting down the wave and taking away farm from your Jug or risk pushing the lane forward, but you can't also just let them take full control of the lane. So occasionally he might have to just blast the wave like that just to be able to add any sort of pressure, a reason for Liquid to at least be nervous or scared or something. What's King RD got? He went with the Jingu Mastery, but I mean, would you want to walk in and hit this Bristleback right now? He could do it a couple of times, but Bristleback's one of those heroes that could even force a Monkey King to kind of step off a bit.
Well, King RD has Poor Man's Shield. He can trade some hits, but he died for First Blood. We saw that he's not invincible.
Yeah.
They need to get Magic Sticks ASAP on bottom lane. Jug has one already. But that Wisp is going to be so tanky. He has Stick and the Bottle.
Yeah, Stick is mandatory in this lane for almost everyone on the side of SG, I'd imagine. Mid lane. Leaves the other two lanes, obviously, in a bit of a more trade on a 1v1. I'm not suspecting there should be too many casual kills here unless they get straight up outplayed. Most of our attention in this early game is probably going to be towards the bottom half of this lane. But we are seeing some movement from the 4 positions now. Kuro's heading over. He got his level 2. And he's hoping to make some work out of it.
Nice. He just got the scan from Kuroki and sees he's there.
Ooh. Where is our Monkey King? He headed actually back towards the bottom lane. Even though he got the scan, he still is going to be potentially caught out here. No, I got overhyped for no reason. He's fine. Shrugs off the trouble from Liquid.
Poor Man's Shield does its job. Oh, Clockwork, what does he have? 9 against 17 on Legion Commander. That Legion Commander has kind of easy lane. Easy to last hit, easy to trade hits with Moment of Courage. It doesn't have any mana, but still.
It's a great win-win for both of them, yet again, in another game. So we'll be seeing the impact of these offlaners earlier than usual. Uh-oh, trouble here for the Jug. He has been isolated here from Liquid. Wonderfully done there. The help was not nearby. Keeper a bit far off, but what really, Keeper can't offer a whole lot defensively in the lane to stop something like this. Liquid have definitely put together a serious amount of muscle power in this bottom lane.
They need to be really careful with that Jug once Monkey King is not there, and I mean Monkey King is level 2, doesn't have a Boundless Strike, so they need to be really careful. They have no escape mechanism, and BB just sprays Jug, which is physical damage, and when Jug spins, he's only immune to spells.
The Bristleback can also just walk through the lane and nearby the trees and pop off the quills, and that forces Monkey to kind of continue to also adjust his positioning a bit. It's just a nice little pickup to have against the guy. Liquid back on the move though. Nightfall has come. And looked like Kuro was thinking about a swing towards that mid lane here. Miracle is etched up and ahead. The CS matchup in the mid lane, 23-9 to the 21-9 of our 40R Ember Spirit. And as you were alluding to before, Legion Commander and the Clockwork still having their way here. Both level 5, about on the same mark.
Yeah, Mind Control is really an awesome player, an offlane player, especially in 1v1 matchups. This is not what other players do. He buys Bottle and just pushes the lane, secures the rune. That bounty rune is pretty much always safe for him. He wants to dominate the lane. I mean, the Legion is stronger, so that's why he doesn't want to go for like Tranquil Boots and shit, because it's not that good.
Yeah. Levels are coming online slowly here for SG, and that could make things a bit better for the bottom lane. I mean, these blasts with the Chakra Magic make it a bit easier, and look at this, they actually may be able to get a kill on the Matamaman, and they do. Quickly to run away though, this Jug, oh, somehow avoids the shards, but the Snowball will find its target. Now though, can Kuro make it away with his life? He should be able to here. It looks like not enough resources here for SG. Kuro tried to bait them in a bit. Meanwhile, Tavo is going to get the pick off on the mind control, but we keep action here in the bottom lane because GH has rotated in. King RD looks to focus fire him, and now it's C4T under the gun as Matamaman has shown up. They're going to be easily able to take him down. They swarm onto King RD. He gets out one last Boundless Strike, but it is not going to be good enough. GH continues to bait him in further. Finally, they'll be able to bring down the Tusk, but much blood was shed on this day across the whole land. And even mid lane going to get in on the bloodshed here as Miracle gets the takedown on a 4DR Lacoste.
That shouldn't.
War happened. Every lane.
No, that shouldn't happen. I mean, you're an Ember Spirit, you shouldn't die. I mean, you pop Refraction with just your Flame Guard, so yeah, I was watching the bottom lane, so I didn't see how it happened. I mean, he went on him with Blightstone, which is good for extra armor plus meld, and Ember wasn't level 6 yet, so he couldn't run away.
Alright, so if we kind of reassess the situation here, things looking strong as Tavo gets his first duel successful as his own solo pick on the mind control there in the top lane, but as we saw there at the back end, SG lose one of their own and 4DR in the mid lane. And as we continue to touch base back here with bottom, we can finally assess what the laning situation is and what kind of damage was done. Jug is still holding the top of CS, probably not as high as he'd like to be, but overall was not really prevented from finding the farm in lane. A lot of attention was needed down here, so the XP was split a bit more. Yep. So he's not super high leveled, you know, still sporting level 5 at this moment.
Yeah, that's not Jug, that's LC, but they look pretty much the same if he doesn't have Arcana, sorry. Yeah, it's LC on top of...
Ooh, whoa, backing out, managed to TP away before getting caught out. I missed the first part of that section here, but bottom lane is thinking about a jump on the Batama man, but if they don't get him in the right spot, it's not going to be worth it at all. He's going to go for King RD here, and it's going to force SG to kind of step in. But this quill damage is kind of ridiculous. Oh my god! He gets one more, it should be good! Is he getting close enough? No!
No mana.
No mana. He had one charge of one, and it was on cooldown. Oh, but here comes G8, injecting him with some sweet mana. Whoa. Okay, now he wants to go back in. He's got mana. It's a hard hit and a little bit of a tether slow. And now they just can't be in the lane. That is just tough to deal with.
They're bullying them on the bottom lane. Monkey King being level 3 has 1/1/1.
Ooh, top lane. Looks like mind control. Dishes out the hook shot now. Trying to get some revenge here onto Tavo, but Tavo's able to wiggle his way out through the creeps and looks to find a way to cut himself out from trouble. He does not have a TP, and he ran past the side shop there, frantically trying to juke within himself. I think mind control's already figured he's TP'd away. But Tavo was just going to heal up instead.
Yeah, they're trying to make a go on him, actually. Someone is TPing that Jug. No!
Simultaneous action here as Tavo can't TP up there. He actually gets killed in the bottom lane. As we catch up with top lane, and when Tavo shows himself, that's when the snowball's going to be committed on forward. Jug, forced to dish out the Blade Fury, will fend off Liquid, but he gets off the Omni Slash and gets the kill on the mind control. He goes down.
Radiant's bottom tower.
That was a ridiculous jump of action right there.
Yeah, it's action
bottom
is
lane and top lane.
on the bottom lane and top lane simultaneously. BB finished Vanguard. That BB is not gonna die for quite long. They need Jug ulti and Legion Commander ulti to actually kill him, plus Ember Spirit probably.
Tries to get some damage in onto the tier 1, but look who's showing up. It's going to be Tavo here. Gets off a little bit of some nuking power here and is going to be able to fend off a bit of the push. But mind control's also rotated over. He's got a hook shot in his pocket. And is probably hoping to go for a setup, but it looks like SG have already pulled away from this bottom lane, possibly anticipating the rotation over. Looks like they may see GH nearby, and they don't want any of that business, so... Liquid will go to their farm. This is an opportunity for Miracle, rather, to work his way through an ancient stack. It looks like he's going to go all in for the Desolator buildup, bulking in the burst of damage.
Yeah, Miracle having a really good time. 4.6k net worth, uncontested, has Shrine really soon. There's a hook shot missed.
That's a shame.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Opa! Top lane LC duel is gonna be enough.
Yeah, with the Blade Fury together, they'll both be able to lock down and get the finish there. And now tier 1 is going to be easily secured at that moment.
No treant this time, so they can actually chop those towers easily.
With the towers being able to go down at this time, that will allow options for SG to kind of move into Liquid territory and get some wards down here. Ember Spirit kind of locking horns here a bit with Miracle, but he is closer to finishing out that Veil, it would appear. But look who continues to be the demo man here in the bottom lane. Bristleback now doing his thing towards the tier 2. Okay, ooh, 40R almost walked up to the high ground, but the mind control pops his battery assault. Chases down for him, but it looks like Ember decided to walk elsewhere. But okay, well, Matama Man still happy to get some free and good damage onto that tier 2. But it looks like they finally decided to call to retreat on out of here. SG could try to make a little bit of chase, but without some catch nearby, there's nothing they can do about it. Feels like Liquid are in a great spot. That's a 3-man amount of pressure to the bottom lane, and SG had to call everyone over. Liquid continues to farm the middle lane, or in the jungle, and Kuro is just gladly farming through the top lane here. Mind Control does get a kill on the C4T. The Monkey ult does fly out, and they may be able to get the finish onto Miracle here, and they will. Ooh. SG does have some bite left in him, and it's going to take it to Liquid.
Yeah, good rotation by Juggernaut. First he TP'd on top, get a kill, or LC some damage. Now he killed Miracle. Some killing spree. But meanwhile, Bristleback just farming in the forest. Let's see what he's going for. Seems like he wants to go for mech, just tank up.
Yeah, mech would allow them to kind of come together here. It is a pretty, almost all-in kind of a strat here when you're kind of falling back on the TA for your core damage. Summerman makes his waddle in, forces back the Jug, and forces out the healing ward now.
It's gonna be hard to
still
push
happy too.
Against Coddle, level 3, Illuminate.
Yeah, normally I would be a bit like, oh, it'd be nice to get an early value point into Mana Leak, but obviously with the benefit of going more into Illuminate, you could fend off the pressure here from Liquid. I mean, don't mean to be a broken record, but based on their lineup, you know they're going to be pushing early, so anything you can have to prevent that push early.
I gotta trust you when you're saying things about Coddle. If you told me like you need to go like double boots and mana boots, I would just trust you.
Yeah, well, I would hope to God that wouldn't be the thing. And if it is, then I certainly don't know the hero. Oh, whoa, looks like we got a catch here. King RD spots out. And
nice.
Credit to this ward over here. GH tries to go into a bit of a mission there, but gets spanked. SG get a nice little pick off.
Yeah. Legion Commander seems like he has what is it? Some weird shit right there.
Whoa. She's in trouble. She gets caught out, but Man's able to dish out the quill damage while Mind Control locks her in place. She turns back and dishes up the nuke. It's going to be C4T actually getting a finish on the Kuro in the meantime. But the chase is on for the bottom lane. Grab for Jug. They need a bit more. He turns around, goes for the Omni Slash, gets some heals out, but still not enough. They turn it around. They're going to be able to get the finish onto GH. It looks like Jug is able to make it away from trouble, but they turn around and club down Tavo, taking away his 3-kill streak. Now King RD takes to the trees, pops out the ulti, and they turn their sights on the Mind Control, and it looks like they should be able to get the finish. Dominating now for Jug. King RD is not done yet. He thinks about making chase here from Matama Man. Look who's nearby. C4T, but that's a Coddle. He can't do shit, so watches the Bristle walk away.
Yeah. Juggernaut and the Legion Commander really played well together. I mean, Juggernaut was so close to dying using Magic Wand, then press the attack came, then just juking around. So really nicely played. They even got the deny on that tower. Juggernaut should go for...
Oh, mid lane as Liquid are trying to move on in. They get hit with a blast, a set of chains, and a deep heart commitment, which will earn them a takedown onto the Keeper of the Light. A follow-up takedown will also be there for Tavo, and they're not done yet. Hook shot fly in from Mind Control, but he ends up entrapping his own team. A jump out will be there, but ultimately Jug is not going to make his escape. It's a double kill for Miracle as he ends the 4-kill streak. Claims an extra 342 gold for it, plus a tier 1. Things looking wonderful for Liquid.
Yeah, roast time.
Roast time.
With Deso, it's gonna die so quickly. Goo, they can't do anything about it. Jug is dead. No ulti.
SG pinging out though. They smoke and they rush that way, but as you can see, the damage had been done. Are they thinking about fighting anyways? They were thinking about it. They literally walked into a trap, and quickly tries to jump to the low ground there, trying to avoid all Liquid members. Man, Liquid takes a hard shot there, coming out from the Legion Commander, but look at the dive in from Miracle. He just assaults both of them and finishes them off. Killing spree for him, and he wants more. He does get hit with the chains. Ember Spirit throws himself right back in, and he will go down.
Wow, TA becomes...
It goes
really
from bad to worse for the Brazilian crew here.
Yeah, TA becomes real problem right now. She has Aegis, Deso, and Blink coming right.
I thought Liquid were going to have some mercy there, and after they got the initial Roche takedown and then jump onto Ember, they were going to just let SG just kind of waddle back to base. But Miracle had other plans, jumped in, just assaulted him. Now look at what they're going to be getting from it. A tier 2, and you know, it's just the tempo of the lineup that they got. And they're using it to its full potential. Even as a blast comes through, they pop off their mech, heal up all the creeps, heal up themselves, take out their tower, and move on to the next objective. And there's even still a tier 1 standing in the top lane waiting for them.
Yeah, that's gonna go down really easily. They can just backdoor it.
Radiant's top tower.
Yeah, 40R's trying his best to kind of cut the wave, but this is not going to stop a Desolator wielding TA here. I almost said Stygian. Isn't that the old name
Yeah,
for
it was Stygian Desolator.
I just had a little bit of a weird Dota old man moment there.
Yeah, you're pretty old school.
I'm old school, bruh. Ooh, behind relocate. Jump all the way in. Jug eats 4 shots and then gets hit with a ball. GH picks that one up. And Liquid almost effortlessly make the rotation back. But here they come to the top lane. And, okay, King RD thinks that he's going to be the one to get a jump, but he dies. And so does the LC, try to go for at least the dual kill onto GH. He will not even get that. And damage will instead be awarded to the little ball.
Oh, are you really trying to TP? Oh.
Nothing's happening here. This could be it, man. SG, I could see throwing in the towel. This is Liquid putting on a show at this point. Miracle putting on a show at this point. Ultra kill. Don't even get in my game.
Wow, this game. I mean, this game is so done. Even Bob the Builder couldn't fix it.
Oh, see you later. Oh, man, that's a rampage off the return of the Monkey King.
Yeah, still Aegis on him. This is going to be another rampage.
Oh, yeah, double rampage. But that's the greatest hero in the game. It doesn't matter. That's Miracle TA. Stop it. They're hurting them. They're already dead.
Can you
Stop
do it? For the lulz.
It's bad, man. It is bad. SG get a rude awakening in game number 2. And we'll have to try to shake it off. Liquid, though, feeling good. Walk away now with an extremely rich TA and a couple of racks down.
Yeah, Liquid feeling so much better in the game too. I mean, they got dominated in the early game, in the game number 1, but...
Oh, that's a straight-up Hurricane Pike on the way. Okay, sorry, my bad. I looked away from Miracle for 1 second, and Jug's dead. Oh, no. The Hurricane Pike's not even here yet.
Miracle with beast mode on.
Yeah,
no
he's
mercy.
Going Hamburglar right now. Tier 2 down, time for the base. I don't know what you could do to stop this guy. He is 11-1-4. He had a great game on the Terrorblade in game number 1. Maybe Liquid invigorated from their DAC run and looking to kind of set the record straight here. SG, okay, final life. There he goes, keeping the light, dead instantly. King RD, he's got to go too. And Cole is just really having no mercy on anyone whatsoever. King RD throws in the bloody white towel, and this one is over. Liquid will take a strong 2-0 to help get themselves into a higher position in this Swiss bracket. After having a bit of a slower start, right?
Double damage.
A very value pickup of the Solar Crest, and TFRTZ feels a need to address it. I mean, the AM was largely picked up because one of the big reasons is because it matches up well against Timbersaw, but at this point you maybe focus more on objectives and you say, well, MKB doesn't help take objectives necessarily. The BKB, but I may be better choices, and buy the BKB for now, but see where this game goes. Talking about control, Jabs, I think recognizing you can't rely on your supports this game to control anyone. Not because they're doing anything wrong, but because this Ricky puck will just kill anyone they find. So Jabs is taking matters in his own hands. He's going into an Orchid, into Bloodthorn. He wants to be able to silence, control the puck, control the Nature's Prophet, Anti-Mage, whoever it may be. He wants solutions of his own. And I don't blame him, because this is a really rough... this is the kind of game where it's just miserable to be a Warlock or Earth Spirit. It's so hard to stay alive.
And just going for the easy, safe objectives, taking the shrines away from EG.
When they get this Aegis, we'll see what kind of objectives they can get. Talking about all, kind of painting this vision that EG's in a really good spot. They're still down a Rax. They've now got to defend against an Aegis. SF is still a great sieging machine. Hasn't quite got his level 25 talent just yet, but has got the probably more important level 21 for the extra damage.
They've got the big ultimates. Chaotic Offerings back there available. And as you said, we saw the music down bottom, give themselves a set of racks. So absolutely can go for it again here in the mid lane. Bloodthorn dropped onto Arteezy, forced him to back up initially. At the same time, Samel jumping in on the backliners. Force fell to Scatter, and then Arteezy just commits here with the BKB. The Chaotic Offering coming back in return. Jabs as well pops his BKB with the Requiem. Arteezy trying to focus down. Blacky's falling incredibly low, but the cheese comes through in time. Arteezy has to blink away. Samel will end up being able to burst down the Earth Spirit, but the only casualty so far in this fight, Nuts still alive, gets the dust out onto Zai, who tried to go for the smoke screen TP out. He's actually going to make it. Zai will live. Nuts taken down by the right click of Samel as he picks up a double. Samel just trying his best here for the team to make sure that they get something out of it, and thanks to him, they do pick up 2 kills.
Yeah, Jab still has Aegis, but without Warlock, Earth Spirit, and Faceless, I think just going to say, let's try again another day. We've got to push out this top lane, and that's the end of the push. CM buyback, not really a big deal for EG, and not really something that Faceless can really try and punish or think much of, so very good hold from EG. Didn't quite get the result they wanted as far as trying. They really tried to burst down that Tiny before he could pop the cheese, but some good defensive plays out of the Faceless side, keeping him alive.
And Samel just with that talent, as we mentioned, and getting kills like that, but it's so rich. Refresher Orb, 3k gold on top. The money is just sailing into this boy's bank account.
It's going to have no problem at all. I mean, he's more or less 6 slot now. May look... I don't even know if you necessarily want to replace the Veil, maybe just slot it out here and there with like an E-Blade or a Hex. But I mentioned the possibility of Moonshards being pulled in. We'll be Arteezy queuing up the MKB. Kind of like it, like the Solar Crest. If you go on Tiny, you get Solar Crest. It's really annoying. If you go on Timbersaw, he's got the evasion. So it feels like Arteezy's job in these fights is to, actually take down a Tiny or a Timbersaw, and he can't really do that with this Solar Crest in play right now. So
a little bit careful at the base. There is a crew wave on the bottom, removing that backdoor protection. And Universe TP straight in. They're looking for a bit of pressure. Dyers will fortify the base. Fortification now on cooldown for Faceless. We'll see if VG are able to get themselves back in and abuse this. They've got their eyes onto Ice at the moment. Universe, Crit, and Arteezy ready to go. They'll jump straight in with the Bloodthorn, Freezing Field as well. He's tanky. Is he tanky enough? With the Abyssal Blade, they'll have the control needed. He will commit the Suicide, and at the same time in the mid lane, Faceless.
Whoa.
They made the bigger play, getting both Samel and Zai out.
That was the Silver Edge initiation. Black just goes charging in with a gem in hand and finds a big kill.
On XY, Boulder Smash. Think Arteezy. Do they have enough control to bring him down? XY forces away the silence. They're just in time. But the Manta Star is available. Black doesn't quite get the avalanche, but he jumps forward, has the toss. There's the Bloodthorn silence as well. They'll kill Arteezy. Arteezy's down for 100 seconds.
Well, let's say someone has to buy back.
Looking to TP out. Can he get out in time? He will. Will be able to get back, but a big kill there on the AM.
Yeah, immediate buyback. They recognize that one of those cores needs to buy back to defend and also apply split push pressure. Universe can't do it on his own. He's just going to get picked apart. Ice can push out the lanes, then Boots to travel into the mid lane. So Puck buying back, not only does it help split push, but it puts this kill threat. You can't just push mid lane with 2 heroes. Those 2 heroes may get jumped by the Puck, get Dagon. Dagon refreshes, suddenly you can find kills. So it's this threat on the map that suddenly the puck provides, and they're trying to hold on to this anti-mage buyback as much as possible. Faceless may be poised to take a second lane of Rax.
They've got chaotic offering. They didn't need to use it for that fight in the mid lane. And you know, you mentioned obviously the strength of having the puck alive, but at the same time, if he goes down a second time, here's Samael. Baseless. And potentially, maybe even taking a second set of Rax. Samael with the jump in. Looking to Dagon jabs down. They're actually going to expend the anti-mage buyback here. They're worried about how much Faceless can get done, and they may still be able to. They'll bring the melee Rax down low. Fortification comes out from EG. They get the Dream Course done onto 2. Arteezy, Abyssal Blade dropped here. The Chaotic Offering in response, though. Arteezy has to be careful. He's got the BKB in the Manta. Turns towards a potentially easier target, but Ice is too tanky. Black hits the combo on Universe. Universe is out, jabs, surviving with the Hurricane Pike, but Zai jumps across. Will manage to finish off the kill, but the kill back is
He lost his Aegis. He didn't have the he lost the Aegis like a good 15 seconds ago.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Really,
for jabs.
Yep. Great timing from EG. I think they knew that. That's why they bought back and tried to force the fight there. Puck refreshed to try and like double Dagon the SF as well. I like what Jabs did. He preemptively BKB. He had to there because Puck was about to throw a second Dagon with the second coil and kill him off. But
I mean, yeah, looking at the right shot time, it must have been exactly 10-15 seconds after. So EG.
It's still expensive. That's both
True,
cores
AM's
buying back.
buyback gone. We
Pucks.
saw a buyback coming out from Faceless, didn't we? XY, I believe. Was he the only one?
Yeah, I mean, that's the support one's not the biggest deal.
For sure.
It can be if you're defending, but like when you're the ones pushing, like if having a buyback on a support like XY, he's not going to be able to buy back and boost trouble and everything. But I think Fortune has really changed for Faceless off of giving Tiny the gem. Like Tiny having the gem has been the big thing. He's the one shadowblading around, and he's constantly getting scattered because Ricky would see him with his gem. Like if Ricky has a gem and Tiny walks past Invis, like you know where Tiny's going. You don't try and kill him, but you have that information. But Black being able to hunt down Ricky and find kills off of this gem has been crucial for Faceless.
EG looking to get potentially very aggressive on this top lane.
This is ballsy considering buybacks are not available.
They know that there's no chaotic offering, and that may be what they want to fight around.
Exercise the Master Troll. Look at that backpack of his. Not the backpack, sorry, the item's queued up on his Timber Saw. He's got a single branch. That's his next item, OD Pixel.
There we have it.
That's going to win you
something
the
to
Kiev
timber
major.
chain, so pop it down, head back, and then you've got a reliable way to get back up to the high ground.
That's love that he does this stuff knowing that we're going to see it too, you know. There's no practical benefit to doing this.
GG branch queued up. Maybe it's a sign. Maybe not feeling confident.
It ensures a good game. That was the Dota 1 mantra.
That's a good
Buying one of these ensures that. Smoke up now. They're going to try to see what they can do. They do still have to have at least a hero addressing the lane pressure.
And there's a lot of money on Black as well, and he had to spend any of this kind of 6k that he has sitting in the bank.
Probably torn between like Boots of Travel or Ag Scepter, or BKB is the other big one.
Or Rapier.
On Tiny,
I'd kill the AM, you know what I mean? Get your hands on him.
There's worse Rapier carries than Tiny.
Sure.
Not many.
Okay.
But there are some.
It's probably not going to happen.
And yeah, we'll see how things develop. No luck just yet. EG huddled up in their base. No one really showing. Only Zai out on the map, which is the way you want to play this.
Roach back up in less than a minute, and that certainly could be the focus for Faceless if they're able to keep control of this area of the map.
Like this from Jabs. He didn't have any HP regen, and now he's got the mask and he's going to get Satanic on his Shadow Fiend. It felt like he's getting... The beauty of this puck when you're defending high ground is you spam Dagon on someone like SF on the front lines, and yeah, he's got BKB, but you force him, you get him down to half HP, and he can't really... He doesn't want to fight when he's half HP with a BKB because AM may kill him, so having HP regen like a Satanic is going to make a big difference for his life against the constant Dagon spam coming out from this puck.
Oh, Black actually with the jumping stun onto 2, bursts down the Crystal Maiden. Arteezy immediately getting himself out of there. Ice TP'd across, so look towards Samael. Likely to have the control, needed a Samael indeed is able to blink out. Is CM down for 70? It is just a Crystal Maiden, but it's one hero down. You've got the numbers, and it is a hero as well that was doing a fair bit with the freezing field in these fights.
I think more importantly, you're like pushing high ground and there's no split push threat, and you're in a good position.
He pistoled himself with the Lotus Orb. Martizi still will be fine. BKBs and Mantas trying to finish off jabs. Again, the Lotus Orb's being laid down on jabs, allowing him to keep himself safe. They'll kill Arteezy. It might be over. He's down for 100 seconds there. That awkward initiation from Arteezy. It's over. GG is called. EG tap out.
What an MVP Lotus.
Game 3, and just an awkward way to jump in. Yeah, the Lotus Orbs, who was that from? That was near the Master Troll himself. And just like that, bam. I mean, we see a lot of kind of games like this with an anti-mage where it's very kind of glass cannon-y at this stage, where one day
Fala, meu povo, vamos encerrar a transmissão por aqui e até a próxima.